This way, so can you just come up just a little bit?
No, I like this right here. I like this.
I'm not gonna ask you to marry me, but
I'm just saying, brother. I'm just saying.
Me too. All right. Just your thoughts on what UCF's been able to do.
A Lego bow tie. That's very unique. Very unique.
All right, Matt. You get first question.
No. This is an attention grabber.
It is.
Good job.
He's Mr. Bow Tie around here.
Yes, sir.
Just your thoughts on UCF over the last 2 years, what they've been able to do, and then what the fan base has done.
I mean, they've won games. That's why we're here. And obviously, Scott Frost did a tremendous job with the program, and Josh Heupel has continued the success. And they seem to be on the verge of building something special.
First time on campus?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I haven't spent much time on campus. I'm working. I'm sorry. I haven't toured the campus.
What kind of atmosphere do you expect tomorrow?
I'm hoping for a very a huge crowd, excited atmosphere, and a whole bunch of energy, because that's what we feed off of. We feed off of the energy of the crowd. So I'm hoping that, you know, we have a very excitable crowd with a bunch of energy for 3 hours too. It's easy to do it that first hour. A lot of crowds, they die down after about, 61, 62 minutes. So we'll see what type of stamina they got,
It's the largest university. Do you think they can break the record for the amount of people that come tomorrow?
I don't even know what the record is. I know we had an incredible turnout in Pullman, and they were just one of the best crowds ever. And so they have something to compete with, something to contend against. So we'll see.
You mentioned Frost and Heupel. How tough do you think that transition was, and how good of a job has Josh done with a completely new coaching staff to keep it rolling?
Well, I don't know. I think anytime you have a new coach, the first order of the day is to try to get the guys to buy in to whatever you're selling or whatever the staff is selling. And it seems as though the kids have really bought in, and that's a tough ask for a new head coach. But I mean, Coach Heupel and his staff, I think they've done a tremendous job of getting the guys to buy in. And I think what happens is if you adopt a philosophy that they can hold on to, they can cling to, and they can grasp, and then they can see the results of it, then it's easy to get these damn millennials to buy into it.
How would you describe the passion?
Generation X.
Sorry. How would you describe the passion of the UCF fan base as you've experienced?
I mean, I think that be more specific.
No, I mean, like I think you get some feedback from UCF fans. How would you describe that? What the fan base, as you've experienced it through social media or anything like that?
I'm not a big social media guy. I think that the fan base, it can work against you. If you get on Twitter and you start attacking people who do what I do, it doesn't work in your favor, because some people, they take it personally. I'm not a guy who's on Twitter a lot. I'm not on social media a lot, so I don't really care about it. But there are some people, because then what they do is they root against your team, because they know this is, quote unquote, who you represent. And then it's, but for me, like I came here yesterday. I went and worked out in the weight room, and people have just been great, and they've been just outstanding. And those are the people who you really want to have contact with, because they're the direct representatives of this program. Not a bunch of fools who are on Twitter who are acting like they're entitled to something. You see what I'm saying? Because that leaves a bad taste in people's mouth when you act that way. So my interaction's been with like the strength and conditioning staff, players, people in the football office, and they've been wonderful. And then those are people who you root for.
The fan base feels like
that answers your question.
The fan base feels like they've had a lot of bottled up, not resentment, but like they've been ignored. But now you've got your program here. It's the biggest stage. So for them, now it's on them to turn out not only for your program but for the football game, right?
Yeah, I mean, you guys don't have a problem getting fans to the game, do you? I'm hoping y'all don't. I mean, I don't know. Do y'all? Do you guys sell out or no?
Yeah, sold out.
It's sold out.
Okay, all right. So you shouldn't have any problems tomorrow, right? Because I don't know this stuff, so I'm just assuming that you guys sell out your games. I mean, you know, success breeds fans and that type of stuff, and
how
wins.
about the matchup, the actual game on the field that we're going to see tomorrow night? What are your thoughts on how UCF and Cincinnati match up?
I think it's a good matchup. I really do. I think when you look at Cincinnati, to me they have like adopted an old school philosophy where they want to run the ball and establish the line of scrimmage and kind of, you know, show their dominance in the trenches. And I like, you know, obviously Mackenzie Milton and the offense, they get a lot of credit, and deservingly so. But UCF plays really good defense too. I mean, like nationally, they're ranked in tackles for loss. They're number 6 and averaging 8.5, and plus 14 in turnover margin. So that puts them in number 2 in the nation. So I like, you know, this offense. Well, Cincy's offense match up against the nice defense.
Desmond, when you look at the state of football in the state of Florida, last couple of years, obviously UCF has been at the top.
Yeah.
How do you describe what you've seen with Florida, Florida State, Miami, and some of those other programs?
I mean, that's a real loose question, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, obviously those teams aren't doing good this year. I mean, Miami was the talk of the town, I think, probably up until this point last year. And they smashed Notre Dame, and then near the end of the year, they lost against Pitt. Got blew out by Clemson, and then got lost again in Orange Bowl to Wisconsin. So, you know, some schools are in transition and they're struggling. Some schools are in transition and they're very successful, like the Knights.
A team like UCF, who has been ignored by the college football playoff, what would you suggest?
Why would you say they've been ignored?
They've won 20 games in a row. And
what does that mean this year, though? I mean, it's on a year-by-year basis, and where are they ranked now?
11th.
So why are they ignored? That's not ignored.
Not top.
That's not. I mean, just because they're not what you think they should be doesn't mean they've been ignored.
What would you suggest to them if they did want to get into the college football playoff? Other than what?
Like this season, they would have to play some tougher teams. And, you know, it's not their fault that Pitt is not that good, but it is what it is. And they're not the only ones dealing with this, though. Like, there are other teams dealing with this.
Yeah.
This is the state of the system that everyone accepted. And they were complete and total fools, in my opinion, to ever accept this as a playoff system. I said it from day one. But now you guys understand, you know, so the problems with this quote-unquote playoff system.
All right, guys.
Des, I think in a
Would you
lot of
like to
ways,
see 8?
I mean,
16?
it's just, to be completely honest with you, I don't know if I want to see these student athletes play more games.
In the SEC,
especially without you paying them.
In the
now,
SEC,
if you want to
couldn't you
pay them,
eliminate
then I
Week
think
12?
you should play more games. So I just don't like you, to me, putting this type of stress on student athletes. If you're really concerned with their health, if you're not, then don't put it out there for us. Just don't, don't urinate on my leg and tell me it's raining.
Couldn't you eliminate, though, what's going on in the SEC this week? I mean, Citadel, Alabama, if you eliminated that and played 9, we don't need to get in a playoff argument, but
anybody else got another question?
Go ahead.
You're not about to figure out this formula right now.
I think the loss in a lot of this is the fact
One more
that
time, start over.
I think the loss in a lot of this fervor is the fact that it's senior day tomorrow. Having been there yourself, do you have a message for these seniors on their last?
You know what? They said they said I left school early, so I really didn't enjoy it. I didn't have that type of day. You know what I mean? Because they said I left early, even though I graduated from Michigan. They say I left early. So I didn't. Whatever they're about to experience on senior day, I didn't have that experience. So I'm sorry, but I can't, relate to that.
All right, guys. Thanks so much.
All right, you guys have a good one.
Thanks, Dad.